Yeah, I'd like to take 45
God, the
minutes.
reffing's been bad. Can we talk about that for a second? We
Yeah.
haven't, like, the high stick in the Capitals game on PLD, then the high stick in the Minnesota game on Connor.
Yeah.
Like, how are the refs missing these?
Well, and didn't the ref put his arm up initially in Minnesota, and then was like,
yes, it was a 4-minute penalty in a 1-goal game.
Yeah,
2.
I think it was 2 at that point, but you had 4 minutes, like more or less 4 minutes of play left, and you had potentially a 6-on-4 for 4 minutes.
Yeah, that was an absolutely egregious non-call.
And I wish that Bonus would just be like, or, Chevy would call up Bonus and be like, just rip into the NHL. I'll pay your fine, because we're getting to this point where it's like, that's cost the Jets at least 2 games.
I don't know if I'd say it cost them games, but it put games away that were very, like, in reach.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I can agree with that.
And the other one, like, the guy's stick was inside PLD's visor very clearly.
Yeah.
How do you not make that call?
I don't know. And it's just like, and I've been saying this for a few years, where they need to do it like rugby, where they have a head referee that's not on your playing surface at all, and he's watching from above, and he's
and then
the game
and he's in the ear. The problem is there's so many little hooks and.
Well, when you can directly see something as a guy from up top, and you're just like, yeah, that's pretty egregious, I'll put a hold on that. And I would almost prefer that there was, 24 minutes of penalties, because really, if you're going to have an infraction, they learned how to stop doing it after the 04 lockout. They can do it again.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just wish that they would just go hardcore on these. And if your team loses 6-1 because you drew too many penalties, sucks to be you. Be more disciplined.
Yeah. I also, what I hate is the delay of game penalties, how they're not reviewable, because that is the easiest. It's not judgment. It's black or white. Did someone else touch the puck? Did the puck touch the boards? It should take 30 seconds. They should look at it and make that call correct every single time.
Yeah, because didn't one of the Jets make contact with the puck last night?
That probably shouldn't have been a penalty.
No.
It was that one was actually kind of tough to see, but yeah, I like it would just be it's game changing potentially.
Yep.
For a penalty that's not going to hurt anyone, and it's not a judgment call like a hook or a hold or a slash. That's a judgment call, because where do you draw the line? It's different with everyone. It's harder to tell. High sticks are not a judgment call. That's super black and white.
Yep.
As is puck over the boards.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no issue with that. And it's like, yeah, judgment calls are judgment calls. I have no issue with that, because a ref can only see so much. And that's another thing, is I've heard players complain about having 4 officials on the ice, which is totally fair. I'd be upset about it too, especially if they're getting in the way of me dumping the puck.
Yeah. I also, like, was it one of those, either the Minnesota or the Washington game, Stenlund got tripped by, it was Boston.
Yes.
Stenlund got tripped by Forbert in the middle of 3 guys, and then got a high sticking penalty as he fell.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
And then,
and I understand.
PLD was not in the Capitals game. The PLD stick was in the Boston game.
Yes.
That was it. It was right at the start of the third.
Yeah,
because it was that same game. And it's like, how do you call the guy getting tripped, but not the clear?
Well, and it's like, I understand. You got to call, like, you have to be in control of your stick at all times.
Yes.
Like, letter of the law. Fine.
Call the trip 2 then.
Yeah, then call the trip 2 as well. And I'll agree with that. I have no issue with it.
Absolutely. Send them both.
But yeah, that's the one thing, is like the NHL needs to go in and learn how to make these calls black and white, especially goaltender interference. Like in the playoffs, how many times has that screwed teams over? Where it's like, well, Calgary should have been the 2004 Stanley Cup. Well, oh no, that's a different story. Never mind.
That was foot in the crease, right?
That
was 99.
Yes,
it was foot in the
99
crease.
or 2000, whatever. That
99.
was Buffalo. Either way.
But that's when Dallas won the cup, right?
Yeah. Then it took them like 3 hours to determine this. But I mean, like the Oilers in 17, like, sorry, we got to talk more Oilers, but like that screwed the Oilers. And the offside in last year's playoffs, when Connor McDavid was offside, but not really, it was just like, what is going on here? Like
in 2017 against Vegas, was it Reeves like broke his stick over Hellebuck's head in the playoffs, and then they scored, and it wasn't. How is that not a penalty?
Yeah. So it's like, just make it black and white. Have somebody that's off the ice and removed from the game who's not going to get chirped by players to be like, all right, we're going to make this game as even as possible. Like, I don't
Yeah,
think like, it should be a head referee that has zero interaction with the players. Like, I want somebody that's neutral as possible, who does not care about hockey. He just wants to call a good game.
I want some accountability. I want the refs to have to sit down in front of the media after games.
That as
answer
well.
their answer for their choices. The players have to, the coaches have to.
So let's get the refs out here, because it would be nice to know a little bit more about the refs.
Yeah, why did you put your arm up and then put it down on the Kyle Connor high stick?
Yeah. So like, the reffing association really needs to get their crap together, because that's going to kill this game of hockey for a lot of fans. Like, I know lots of people who've stopped watching hockey because
it's doing it in foot. It's happening in the NFL this year. The reffing's been so egregiously bad that lots of people are just pissed off with the product on the field.
Well, do you remember when the refs in the NFL like went on strike? I think it was like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
it was,
and it was like,
so bad.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks of bad reffing, and like, people were like, we're going to
They
take our
had
money out
college
of
refs.
the NFL. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what the issue is? The NFL, multi-billion, trillion-dollar organization, doesn't have full-time referees. These guys are lawyers and teachers and shit during the week, and then they go and ref NFL games. Pay the guys. Get full-time refs and get it right.
I thought their guys were making like $80,000 a year.
The refs are not full-time. I mean, it's 18 weekends a year. And then, well, no, because it's 21. It's half a year.
Yeah.
Essentially, but still, you make so much money. Pay these guys and make sure they're good in the off season. Have them do camps and shit.
Yeah, and well, just like, even if they are lawyers too, it's just like, bring them in for a week of just like, here are all the rules. I know you guys have done this before, because like, when I was pipeline,
well, they definitely do that.
Yeah, well, but it should be done on a more regular basis.
Well, yeah, I'm sour because the refs' early whistles have taken 3 touchdowns away from the Vikings in not last week, but the 2 weeks before, which is just absurd.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, so I'm a little sour because of that.
Your poor Vikings with their amazing record by winning games by just 1 score.
It's been stressful.
I could imagine. I mean, last night's Buck 19, Oilers and Jets, I was stressed. I was like, I don't like this game anymore. All right.